This video serves as an introduction to names. The word name in Patricia refers to entities or individuals that we have contact with in our day-to-day work. These could be clients, corporations, individuals, agents, or suppliers. Name entries are stored within a separate location in Patricia. This is called the Name Information area, and we can access this by clicking on the Name Information speed button shown here. When you click this button, the Name Information window will appear. The interface layout will be familiar, and the way we interact here is similar to the Case Information window. At the top we have the header bar, which displays the opened name entry. We can choose to change this to another entity in the Open Name field. This area also displays important name information. On the left of the screen we have several pages we can click through, and each page relates to a different aspect of the name entry. Notice that as I click on each page button, the content area on the right is updated to that page content. In the bottom left, we have the normal action buttons we've seen before. Actions like add, edit, save, print, log, and so on. Notice that when we open this window, we already had an entry showing ABC Company. This is default behavior. You will always see the last name number you worked on when accessing this area. So I want to change this to another entity. We have several ways we can do this. The most obvious way is to type in the name number of the new entity in the Open Name field. As a reminder, the name number is a unique numerical code assigned to each entity in our system. This allows us to quickly and easily access it in many areas. In my example, the name number for ABC Company is 50055. Now, I don't know the account number of this new entity that I'm looking for, so I will have to search for it using the name. I do this by clicking on this search icon here. Type in the name of the entity and then click search. Double-click on your entry once found. This will then open in the Name Information area as the active name entry. Another way to find your name entry is to use the Find screen. Click on the Find screen button and then choose the Name Find page. Type in the name of the company in the Name Criteria field and then click Search. Notice that when I double-click on my entry, the Name Information area is opened. Great, so back to our Name Information pages. Let's start by looking at the basic page. This page deals with basic information relating to our entity and is divided into three parts. First, we have the general area, which keeps track of general information. Then we have our names area, where we store the entity name information. And finally, the address is stored under the address section. Right now, it's worth pointing out that we can have both entities or individuals as entries. So we can have name entries that are organizations or entries that are actual individuals. This can be identified by looking at the icon displayed next to the name entry details. If it is an organization, a building icon will be displayed, and if it is an individual, a person icon will show. This is important, as some of the windows we will be looking at differ slightly when viewed, depending on what type of organization we are dealing with. So let's look at the general information area. I will choose this area by clicking on the section, it will highlight in blue, and then view its details by clicking on the edit button. Now we have access to the general information area. First up, we can set this name entry to be active or not by ticking the active tick box. When I untick this and then save my changes, note that I now have a separate indicator in the header notifying me of this. Also, when a name entry is marked as inactive, it will not show up in any results, unless we tick the Include Inactive Names tick box. Next, we can define whether this entry is an organization or an individual. If I change this, notice how my available options are changed as well. The recommended name type is seen as a brief description of how this name is most commonly used within cases. Some points to note here is that this is not mandatory information. and does not limit the type of role to which this name can be assigned on a case. The associate type indicates that our name entry is a specific type of entity. This allows Patricia to generate statistical information and populate the standard reports with information. We have 5 options available to us, and only one option can be chosen per name. The 5 options are client applicant, agent, direct client, supplier, and other. The client applicant option is used when a client originates from within our organization's domestic country. This will usually be connected as applicant or owner or client on a case in the Parties tab. The agent option is used for foreign associates or agents. The selection here is important because this affects how and where the name entry is available. If set, we will see this in our agent list, and it will be available in the reciprocity statistics. The reciprocity statistics in Patricia are based on whether a name marked as agent is connected to cases as foreign agent or as an account address. The direct client entry identifies a client located outside of the organization's domestic country that nevertheless comes directly to work with us without the use of a foreign associate or agent. The supplier option identifies that this name entry is a supplier used by the organization. This may include software suppliers or translators or something similar. The last option, other, is used for any other names entered into the database, such as inventor or other private persons. Lastly, we have a remark field where we can add in brief comments if we so wish.